So immediately I think I've just opened up all the bays so you can have a quick look. Normally these covers are down, they don't look in great condition. We did these on a budget and I think it shows. We maybe time to upgrade these, but the idea is that they keep the rodents out. We've got our hammer mill, which is actually down. So sorry, I'm talking Ugandan, but what I mean is it's not currently working. Oh, we've got some good gloves, look like this. Nice solid gloves. Good. But I think something with basically the load, we talked about this before, boring technical stuff. As you know, I was looking at solar panels and I need to get my head around the electric side of things with the farm so that I can, when I'll get some people in to fix things for us, I understand what they're talking about. But this machine ideally will come out onto this bit where we're going to concrete over. We need an extension power cable to do that, but we also I think it's tripping the system, so we need to upgrade this. Maybe give it a bit of a coat of paint. You can see that there's a slight slope on this. Probably not. I'll try and get that. I think last time I showed you from the floor. The floor's level, but the machine. You can't really. Yeah, there you go. It's a bit better. Right, you can see that. That's a. If you look at this part, this blue bit here, it's wonky, isn't it? Look at the handles. And so really we need to be tilted, especially because all the food's been coming in, but it would go in a bit more easily if it was up a bit, if you get my point. So that makes the whole process smoother. So yeah, we're going to sort that out, and we put this as a safety mechanism for the fan belt, which isn't actually on at the moment, but that normally rotates, so if that was to snap, it helps people. So we've just built this thing just for a bit of safety. Right. Over to the maggots. So immediately I can show you what we've got in these sacks. So in these sacks we have frass. So this is what's left over once the maggots have had eaten everything. I'm just gonna give it a quick sniff. I love it. It just smells, like good earth after it's rained. That smell. This is what this smells like. So it's really like humus. Smell, organic matter decomposed. It's really fantastic for your garden. We've got a couple of sacks here. We're actually using it to fertilise the ponds at the moment because green water systems for fish. We want pond fertilisation because the fish eat that. And then in here we've got another sack full of sawdust. Why do we have sawdust, you might ask? Well, this is exactly why. So see this here, the liquids. You don't want liquids because the maggots don't do very well. And we've actually come to the surface. Look. I haven't touched this, but can you see here? Maggots burrowing through. So I'll show you those in a second, but the liquid is to absorb some of this water. You can see that's why we slope it, because the water drains out and then the maggots aren't too wet. The maggots in this bay are a little bit older, so I had to turn them because I wanted to see if there's anything in there. I don't actually know, because I don't necessarily, it's Samuel who's looking at this. But there's a lot of green waste in here. Oh, here they are, look. See them all? So as we turn them, which you want to do every day to oxygenate, look at those maggots moving around. Look at that, that's great. Might look a bit gross to you if you're not a fan, but these are fantastic for reducing your cost of feed. Because they're depending on what you're feeding them, they can be very high in protein, up to 60% protein, and then of course the fat as well. And if you get them at this stage where they're white, let me see if I can pick one out. You get them at this stage. Oh, this one's not too active. It's not too active. Let me get one that's wriggling around a bit more, so you can see them moving. Once they're all maybe a little bit. Oh, there we go. It's starting to move. I'll just zoom in on them. But this movement actually is very good for chickens. It encourages, improves their autoimmune response. So I'm going to show you. There's a chicken here that's been trying to get in. I normally don't let them in, but let me see if I can tempt this chicken. It's a bit. I've been shooing him away, so he's a bit nervous. But there we go. Let's see if we can get a chicken to eat this. Oh, he's looking at me, the chicken. Oh, what's going on here? Look, mate, there's a maggot, BSF. I'll leave that there, and I bet that'll be gone by the time I come back. If I step away, we'll probably get him to approach. But those maggots are actually really good for any animals you have. So we use them for fish. Chickens are great, pigs are good. You can see them through the bars, the chicken might come back. And so high nutrition, and of course then you get the frass at the end, which is really fantastic fertiliser. So got ones in here. I'm going to show you these ones. I've not looked at these ones yet. Hear that sound? Just the rustling of the BSF. So these are younger. I gently lever this in. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is exactly what you want. Good job, Sam. Oh my goodness, it's heaving. There's normally you wouldn't see them on the surface, so I suspected that there was a lot in here because they are absolute. Oh my goodness me. Now, I see this and I get very excited because actually this is great. This is like high protein, using up waste. You're getting manure or not manure. You're getting fertilizer. There's a difference between manure and fertilizer. Manure is not ready yet to be used by the plants. The beauty of this is it's fertilizer. It's really ready. It's really good for plants. But there's an awful lot, and they're all burrowing down. I'm being very gentle because I don't want to damage them, but they're all burrowing down because they don't like the light. So these are actually, we shouldn't be seeing them on the surface. Like I said, it's a Sunday today, so I suspect maybe a light check in the morning. They need some more food. Now let's have a look at this bay and see what we've got in here. That chicken, come back, you see, what I mean, and they are very keen to be in here. But normally I just chase them because we don't want them eating our maggots. Now, has he taken? Yeah, can't see the BSF on here. So he's had that. She, I should say, she. Anyway, back to this one. This bay here that we were looking at, I've just turned it quickly and I can't see anything. Now I suspect that you can see it looks quite different. It's quite brown, quite dark. This one you can see it's got, I don't know, there's a bit of organic matter. You can see this one. This looks pretty dark. It looks pretty uniform, and that's because it's all been digested. If you look in here, you can see the result of that. I'm just going to turn on my flash. Perfect. Look at that. So, oh my goodness me, look at this. These haven't been collected today, but can you see that motion? These are all the pupa that have come up. So these are actually the ones that aren't moving, we would call pupa. The ones that are moving around are pre-pupa, and what they do, I don't think we've got any coming up the slope. Oh, look, there's chickens back again. See him? She? Keep calling him him. Come on, out you go. Oh look, she's got something in her beak. I think it's probably BSF. Cheeky. Need to get a stop for this. There you go. That's an improvement we want to make. So back to the pupa and the pre-pupa. The ones moving around, that's because they are looking for somewhere dry and safe to hibernate. And what they do is they come out of here, they come up the slope, which is at an angle, so like that. You're about level there, so that's the slope. You don't want more than 30 degrees. Then they climb up here, fall down, and this is where they come together. So we will harvest these, put them in those basins in there. There's a chicken, you see. He's got one in his mouth. Come on, out. Scared. She's probably very confused. She's like, you just fed me some maggots and now you're telling me I can't come in. Yeah, so we'll harvest these. They will come out. Let me get you a handful so you can have a look. Try not to damage them again. You can see they're very black, which is the chitin, which is a type of sugar. They're not moving. Oh yeah, we go. There's a bit of movement now. Some of them are sort of dormant, ready to pupate into flies. Some of them are they're at the stage, so they're basically ready to pupate, but they're looking for somewhere safe. So they sort of spend a few days looking for somewhere safe. They're not really feeding. Maybe they feed a little bit, but that's what they're doing. Right, let's have a look in this one. In this bay, we just have a bunch of dry husks. You can see, I'll drag my camera along. I think it just needs dropping in there, sorry. Just trying to, a bit of a clean out. And let me get my little diggy thing and have a look. So I think this is probably, yeah, what's happened here, this is frass. and we just leave it, if we've got the space, still a bit damp and wet, sort of dry out a wee bit before we sell it, and we'll use it. And then anything that's left over, we might just collect them, see how we're doing. But we've got some new hatchlings in here, so these will be, now there's a trick to this. Let me just turn off my flash for a second. The trick to this is normally you have a feel of the bottom and you'll feel heat, and that's where they're all located. Oh, I can actually see them wriggling around, oh my goodness. Yeah, so there's a lot of heat at the bottom. Now we've got some chicken feathers in here. I know what that is, I'll tell you in a second, but yeah, look at that. This is fantastic, and the noise. So basically we've hatched out some maggots, and we are just waiting for these to grow a bit. So when they are really young, we put them in some maize bran, tiny bit of material, not too much, just to make sure they've got a bit to start in life, and then we'll put them onto some more organic matter. This isn't the stuff at the end there. So there's different stages you can see along this development, and we cycle them through the bays. Right, bay number 5 out of 6. These, I think, these are just maggots that are growing. They are coming to the end of their life in terms of this stage, I mean. So they were ready to pupate, and the reason I can tell that is because a lot of this is very digested, and also there's less movement. So can you see when I turn them over, they're less active? That's because they're becoming more pupa-like, and they're less keen to move around. And then last but not least, this one, which I think, from the looks of it, I would say that this is frass, or this is wet. Yeah, this is frass. This is wet frass, and we are effectively, there's no maggots in here, I don't think. And you can tell as soon as you start turning it, you don't have any substrate really, just sort of uniform. There's a few bits and chunks and whatever, but generally it's all stuff we can use. And I wonder if in here we have any of the pupa. There might be 1 or 2, so let me have a quick look for you. Yeah, you can see there's not really anything in there. I'll show you my legs. That's just because we are just drying this stuff out. So we've harvested most of the pupa out of this, and then we're left as frass, and we're just draining some of the liquid off, and eventually we'll bag it up and we'll put them in those types of sacks, and then we can sell that. So hope you've enjoyed this quick tour of the facilities as it is today. I've shown you as it is, so there's another bag of frass down here, and you can see the status. I always like to just check on the staff, see how they're doing, so when I come along I can hopefully, because I don't come that often anymore, I can offer them some suggestions and tips, and we can brainstorm together some of these things. Oh, I just thought about this, and sort of learn that way. So that's what I'll do with the sort of my observations, as it were, from this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've learned something about BSF today. We'll see you on the next video. As I always say, do like and reach out to us, comment. I do like reading your comments and responding. It's always good to hear how people are getting on. And stay tuned for the next video. I do have some exciting news to tell you as to why I'm actually here. And I'll get to that hopefully tomorrow. Bye for now. So I've said hello, which is good, but I just thought you might want to see this. Like, these are the beans, come from the village. Some matoki, and they'll probably dry these out, the beans. Everyone's looking very smart. It's been at church. They dry these out, and then they'll go like this, and you can collect your beans. So this is how they come in the world. You can see the beans in there. There you go. All right. See you in the next one.